Just war theory concerns two questions. One is, when is it okay to go to war? When is it just to go to war? The other is, suppose you're in a war, how do you fight it in a just way? What would count as a just way of fighting a war? Let's focus on question one. When is it okay to go to war? When is it just to go to war? Notice that that's a different question than the question of when is it in our interest to go to war? Maybe we can get resources. Maybe we can get power if we go to war. That comes apart from the question of when it's just to go to war. And it's different from the question of when is war popular? When is society okay with it? When are your people okay with it? Those aren't the questions. The question is, when is it okay to go to war? And according to just war theory, a war is just if and only if 6 conditions obtain. Only if these 6 things are satisfied. First, the war's got to have a just cause. There's a little bit of disagreement about this among just war theorists, but typically a just cause is a response to aggression. Somebody attacks you, a country attacks you, it's okay for you to declare war and fight back. Another condition required for a war to be just, according to just war theory, is it's got to have the right intention. Why are you declaring war? Are you declaring war because, is it really because it's a response to aggression, or is that a mere pretense? Is the reason you're going to war so that the real reason so that you can get resources? So it's got to have the right intention. Third, the war's got to be the last resort. And this condition, note, doesn't apply to the person on the other end. It's more formulating if you're about to declare war. Is it really the last resort for you? Could you have done nothing else? Is there a diplomatic way you could have solved the problem? So war's got to be the last resort for you. Fourth, the war has to have a high probability of success. So if you go to war knowing that you're going to lose no matter what, condition 4 is not satisfied. You got to have a good chance of winning. The 5th condition is that your war, the act of war, isn't proportional. Look at the damage that's going to be done to you. Look at the damage you're going to do as a result of the war. Is the damage you're going to do no more than the damage that would have been done? And maybe a way to kind of motivate this thought is imagine a really dinky country makes the dinkiest attack on your country. And you respond by just obliterating the other country with nukes. That's not proportional. And so a war like that, going to war in that way, is unjust, according to this theory. And then 6th, the war has to be declared by the proper authority. And so it's got to be declared by the head of the state, the president, the dictator maybe, whoever's in charge, whoever represents the people. The war's got to be declared by them in order for it to be just. So it's got to have a just cause. You got to be doing it. Typically, it's understood to be in response to aggression. It's got to have the right intention. You've really got to be fighting back as a response to aggression and not just because you want resources or something. It's got to be the last resort. That's the only way you could deal with the problem is by going to war. It's got to have a high chance of success. You can't go to war if you're probably going to lose. It's got to be proportional. If they wouldn't have done much damage, but in going to war, you're going to destroy your opponent, that's not proportional, not okay. And it's got to be declared by the proper authority. It can't be some random person declaring war and then everybody going to war. It's got to be the person in charge, the person with authority.